Welcome to Beer Disciples. I'm Ross Quintana.
And I'm Bethany Callaham.
That's right, special guest and the first girl on Beer Disciples here. So it is quite an honor to quote Trump. You are honored. You have found it to be a great honor, and you're very proud of yourself.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So the next, the beer here we're going to do is Koko Brown. So I'm actually excited about revisiting this. I had this once before, and it basically says ale brewed with toasted coconut. Yes, a.k.a. the giggler. And natural flavors added. That part I don't like so much. It's not really a bonus to say natural flavors added because you didn't say what they are. So whatever flavor that isn't toasted coconut, I guess we should appreciate is the natural flavors. Anyway, this beer is from Kona Brewing Company, and little bit about I'll tell you real quick. They're out of and I'm probably saying this wrong, Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. So if I basically
sounds right to me.
The extent of my Hawaiianese, mahalos. What? Yes, that's right. I'm not fluent. I would be I forget what they call the white guys, but they would.
Gringo?
No, that would be Spanish. No, this is Hawaii. There's another name for it, and it's not the guaylo there again. That's from a movie I saw, Bruce Lee movie. So forget about that. Let me tell you a little bit about the brewer here. Kona Brewing, and I grabbed some information about them. Company was started in '94. It's a father and son team, and Cameron Healy and Spoon Khalsa. Hey, there we go. Who wanted to create a local beer company that would basically use local ingredients and bring fresh beer to the market. So this is what we have. The style is an American brown ale. ABV on this is 5.5%, so not too bad. IBUs are 28, so that's international bittering units. Means it's not going to be very bitter at all. As a matter of fact, the lowest one I had the other day was, what did we have the other day? It was that Keller Weiss, and it was 15 IBUs. I never even saw it go that low. Anyway, we'll talk real quick about what's in the bottle, and then we'll get to trying it out. Malts, you have premium 2-row, Victory, Carapils, Munich, and chocolate malts. I was kind of surprised there's a lot of malts in this because it's not a big beer. So anyway, there's quite a few in there. I figured it was going to be a couple. Hops are Cascade, Willamette, Warrior, and Millennium. So the description that they give from the company is ale brewed with toasted coconut and natural flavor added. Again, not a big plus. Koko Brown's distinctively nutty aroma and flavor comes from real toasted coconut blended into each brew. So that part is kind of cool. So let's crack this baby open and see what happens.
So is that basically the same as infused?
That I don't know. I don't know at which process. I know I'm pretty sure they added at the end of the process, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they do as far as filtering it back out or what the technical term would be. Let's take a look at the pour. Oh, a little smoking gun there. All right. Wow, that's
really pretty.
That's pretty impressive. You're getting a slow cascading two-tone pour with a pretty good head, and it looks like it's going to be kind of sticky. Yeah, look at the lacing there, just stuck to the wall there. So a little bit of almost soapy lacing, tight, almost mousse-like bubbles. The color on that is really pretty nice. It's quite a bit of depth for a beer that isn't, supposed to be this big, crazy beer. You're getting amber and reddish hues, so it's pretty good. Why don't you go ahead and
what he said.
Get your pour on.
All right, I don't know if I'm doing this right.
Oh, you should have never gone at that angle, but we'll forgive it. She pours that beer like a girl. No, that was a pretty good pour. I like to stir up a little bit more action. Some people go more on the side to get less head, And I like to go right down the middle because you can see some of the qualities in a beer when you really see what's going on there, and it also releases some of the aromas. So you have a wee little head and I have a big one. But that looks pretty good too. So anyway, I'm going to rate this 1 to 5. That was a pretty darn good pour and a nice looking beer for, like I said, something that isn't really, I don't know that they're really trying to be this big craft beer or anything. So I'm going to go with, gosh, that really looks pretty good. I'm going to go 4.5 on that. It's pretty impressive. What do you think?
Sure.
Sure, yeah, sure. She's going to go with a 4.5. Are you copying me? Are you copying me?
No, I'm not.
So next we're going to take the nostril here. And this is supposed to have toasted coconut. Most of these flavored beers, they're what I call false prophets. They say all this stuff on the label and then you get into it and it's really doesn't happen. This is one I remembered. You know, you can smell the toasted coconut.
Yeah, very
And-
faint though. At least in my glass
That's
it
good.
is.
Yeah, swirl it around, get a little action. That's pretty good. For the nose on that, I'm going to give it a good solid, I'm going to give it a 4.5 because they did it even though they may have used some kind of flavoring, so I'm not sure if I could really give them that. Maybe I'll go for a 4 on that. But I taste the toast, or I smell the toast coconut. It's in there pretty solid.
Yeah, I smell it too.
Because this is really not a big beer, so. Anyway, let's get down now to the taste. You can definitely get the toasted coconut in the taste. It's almost oily. Like that's more of the toasted side. It's not going to be like the coconut flavor like we think of. Okay, so for taste, we'll take a look here. They really did a good job on this one. And I say that, you know, in the sense that you can really taste the toasted coconut. And I don't know how many, like, Maui Brewing's toasted coconut porter. Yeah, right. Where was it? It was nothing. You know, it's like,
You're right.
they don't
There
put
was
any
nothing.
ingredient. It sounds so good. And I was like, I want this to be good. It sounds great. And you go drink it, and it's like, this is like brown water. You know, I appreciate that at least they put what they put on the label, it's inside. You know, it's not like if you didn't tell me it was toasted coconut, I go, that's like toasted coconut. So it's not overwhelming, it's not too big, but it's in the glass, and so I give it a little bit of respect for that. I'm going to say for taste, for me, I think they hit the mark of what they were trying to do. I'm going to go with a, though it's smaller, I'm going to go with a 4.5 on that for taste. What you think?
Well, I've never exactly rated a beer. I guess I could give it a 4.
They don't know that. We'll edit that out.
I could give it a 4!
I'm going to have a title underneath you like World Female Beer Tasting Champion. They don't know. You totally ruined that moment. So
I will give it a 4.
Okay.
I will give it a 4.
Yeah, that's
I actually I made a toasted coconut cake not too long ago, and
I love
the flavor of this actually reminds me of the toasted coconut that was on the cake. So
Good.
it's very close.
Well, that's the thing. You don't have to be an expert to rate a beer. The bottom line is, just like anybody out there, what do you feel about the beer? It's like I tell people, comment on it. If you've had the beer, you know, say what you... Don't feel like you have to know all the terminology or all this and that, because that's how you just get started. You know, craft beer is about experiencing it and being honest. So if you go, wow, that tastes horrible, it may have been rated 100% on rate beer, but you're going, this tastes like engine oil, you know, this is gross. Then that's how I am. I'll tell it how it is. Let's look at mouthfeel now. Mouthfeel is basically you swirl it around your mouth and see how that feels in your mouth. Is it syrupy? Is it light and refreshing? Is it oily? Is it chewy? Silky? Is it really carbonated?
It's very carbonated in my mouth, and it's very silky though.
Yeah, definitely I'd say silky. Chewy is different. It's thicker. This is silky. Almost oily, but part of that's because toasted coconut. Tastes kind of like, it tastes oily, I guess, and sweet. Yeah, I'm going to say on mouthfeel, pretty solid for this kind of beer. I'm going to give it a 4. And then drinkability, this is definitely drinkable. Any of these beers, they're lighter. They're meant to be more refreshing with only 28 IBUs and 5.5% ABV. It's not going to be a beer that's going to overwhelm you. You can sip this, at a barbecue. Does give you a little bit of the island, flavor there. So I'm good with this.
Yeah, I like it. I could drink it.
Just a little bit. Rate Beer has this at a 93 overall and a 97 for the style, which I was a little surprised. Like I said, I didn't think it was a very big beer, and I thought it was rated pretty high, only out of 66 ratings. Beer Advocate gave it a B, which is kind of where I thought they would put it, out of 53 ratings. And I didn't see any YouTube ratings out there from some of the main reviewers, Chad's Beer Review, Greg's Beer Review, Master of Hoppets.
Master of Hoppets.
Shouts out to some of my other fellow beer reviewers out there. Mixed Cat, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. I was hoping to see, maybe they didn't see it as a big enough beer to kind of put a review, or they just hadn't got it yet. But this was one, if you want a light flavored beer, very few of the light flavored beers actually deliver any flavor, and they just end up being a light beer. So, I like the cherry wheat from Sam Adams, and this one for the toasted coconut. I also liked Hell or High Watermelon from 21st Amendment. So they did a good job on that. So overall, I would have to say, for me, this is I'd go a B plus. For sure. I mean, any of these smaller beers aren't going to rate in my A category, even at an A minus. I kind of reserve that for beers that are, that I've got to go talk about, or I can't wait till they come out again. I will buy this if it comes out. I'm not sure if it's seasonal or not, but I'll buy it again. It's a great session beer that you can just kick back with. But I'm going to say probably B plus because I am impressed, really impressed. Overall, very good marks. If it was a little bigger, I could put it in the A minus category. And then for out of 100, my scale on this would be probably, I would say this is a good 92, 93. And it got a 93 overall, so there you go. I think it's right there. So I would definitely suggest it too. I think that it's great for a lighter coconut beer. How about you?
Well, I would probably also give it a B because finding a beer for me that doesn't give me a gag reflex is sometimes kind of hard. And this one I can actually sit and drink, and it doesn't take me 5 hours to finish a glass. So I would definitely give it at least a B. So
Good. I like it. All right. If you want to join the conversation on Facebook, just search Beer Disciples and you'll find us. And leave a comment below. Let us know if you've had the beer, what you think about our reviews. If you have suggestions and you want us to review a beer, you can send it to thebeerdisciples@gmail.com. And if you're in the Eastern Washington, Spokane area, and you want to be a guest on the show, then bring a beer by, and you can email me at the same email, and we'll get on camera with you, and we'll try it together. Beer is meant to be social, so till next time, I'll say cheers.
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 All right.